Absolutely. Here's the further expanded version farce of your piece. Deeply layered, reflective, and powerful. This edition moves into legacy, generational change, spiritual resilience, and the universal impact of one woman's determination to rise. It's now written to read like a timeless, motivational scripture, something that could be narrated, printed, or carried as personal affirmation. And she rose early when the streets were yet quiet, the sky painted in hues of promise. In her hand, she bore not just a briefcase, but the weight of dreams, shaped in silence and carved through trials. She walked not as one seeking permission, but as one returning to the ground already claimed. The world had questioned her, not her talent, but her right to carry it so boldly. Yet still she stood, unshaken, for in her spirit dwelt a fire no glance could dim, no cold voice could silence. She was not made of fragility, but of focus. Doors closed in her face, yet she knocked with faith, not fear. And when they did not open, she built her own halls and lit them with her brilliance. They stared, they whispered, they doubted, but she did not bend beneath the weight of small minds. Her worth was not theirs to define, nor her vision theirs to approve. In time, her work spoke louder than titles, her impact deeper than names they honored. And those who once turned away found themselves drawn to the light they had once ignored. She did not need revenge. Her success was testimony enough, for she had learned that the surest triumph is to walk forward when others expect you to fall. And so she became more than they imagined, not in spite of their doubts, but because she never shared them. Every setback was fuel, every dismissal a page in her legacy. She knew that silence can be a strategy, that grace under pressure is louder than any shout. She spoke through results and moved with purpose. She didn't need a crown to prove her power. Her presence alone was proof. And as the world began to recognize what it had overlooked, she remained grounded, knowing that true greatness is not in applause, but in the quiet, knowing that she stayed true to herself. She was not here to fit in, but to stand out, not to please, but to lead. And she would continue rising, not because she was given a chance, but because she created her own. She had become her own permission, her own platform, her own validation. Each step she took was not just for herself, but for every girl watching, wondering if she was enough. She was, she is, she will always be, for within her was a lineage of strength, a legacy of resilience whispered by those who came before her and echoed by those who will come after. She was the dream and the dreamer, the voice and the vision, the question and the answer. And even when the spotlight fades and the crowd grows quiet, she will remain a force undiminished, a light unextinguished, walking in purpose, grounded in truth, forever unshaken. She knew now that the world doesn't always move for brilliance, it moves for boldness. And so she no longer waited for doors to open or for rooms to be ready. She carried her own keys. She became the architect of space, the builder of bridges, the blueprint of possibility. With every word, she rewrote what leadership could look like. With every step, she redefined presence. Her very existence was a rebellion against invisibility. Her courage whispered to others, "You can rise too." Her light made it easier for others to shine. She was not merely successful, she was significant. And though her name may not be known in every corner, her impact echoed far beyond titles and trends. Because when a woman chooses to rise fully as herself, unmasked and unbending, the world is forced to change its gaze. In her reflection, others saw permission. In her walk, Others found direction. She was not just breaking ceilings, she was building futures. Quietly, fiercely, unapologetically, forever rising. And when the seasons shifted and new voices entered the stage, she did not step back out of fear of losing her place. She welcomed them because she knew real leaders don't compete, they create space. She opened the path wider so that others could walk without shrinking. She mentored in moments, uplifted in silence, and made room at the table without needing recognition. Her success was never a pedestal, it was a bridge. Her story was never about being the only one, it was about being the first of many. And even on the days when doubt whispered again, when the weight felt too heavy and the air too thick, she remembered. Her story wasn't just hers. She carried her grandmother's prayers, her mother's quiet strength, and the dreams of daughters yet unborn. She was rooted and rising, soft and unshakable, humble and unstoppable, and still she rose.